Let's go. Oh, you, George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. Wayne Wright is the proprietor, owner of Time to Eat Catering. And so Wayne did something, he posted something recently on Facebook. He's also a barber, among other things. And I was really struck by this. So I said, Wayne, I got to get you on the show and talk about what you did because I thought it was pretty significant. So first, let's talk about what you do with your Time to Eat Catering, and then what you did to make time for Time to Eat Catering.
Okay. So what do you want to know about Time to Eat Catering? There's a lot I can tell you about Time to Eat Catering. What do you want to know?
Tell me what you did with it, how you do it. What is it?
Time to Eat Catering is a catering business that I started in 2017. I had a vision of where I wanted to go, and I'm not quite there, but it's getting there. You know, I wanted to be not your average caterer. We thrive on being professional. We thrive on being on time. We thrive on great food, you know, just providing a great service.
And so what made you want to do that? Because I know you like to cook. So did it come out of that?
Actually, it's funny how it started. I used to see everybody posting pictures of their food on Facebook. And so somebody was like, you should post your food. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. Then they was like, Wayne, come on, just post it. So I posted this rack of ribs. It was just out the blue. I posted it. And then all of a sudden my phone just kept going crazy with these chirps. And I'm like, what am I missing? So I go back on Facebook and I had tons of likes over this rack of ribs. And I'm like, wait, what? You know, it just kind of surprised me. So then I started posting more food, and then people started asking me, hey, Wayne, how much for a plate? Hey, Wayne, how much for, you know, can I get a rack of ribs? Wayne, I'll pay whatever. So I'm like, okay. So then, you know, somebody was like, you should cater. I'm like, I don't know about that. You know, they was like, I love to cook, but I don't know if that's for me. They was like, man, just try it, just try it. So people kept asking me. So I tried and actually fell in love with it.
And you started out before that as a barber. Tell me about that.
Yes.
Tell me about being a
Oh
barber.
man, I've been a barber in Syracuse for 31 years. It's been a long time. Love barbering. It's, you know, it's a great trade. Met so many people. But my passion has changed from barbering to catering. So it's just, you know, it's been that time of transition.
So when I first met you, you were with Tommy down
Yeah.
on Valentine Road back in the day, and but you left there to start your own barbershop. What was that called?
Well, actually, when I first left Tom had kind of retired and somebody else took over.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't feeling the vibe. It was just not for me. And I ended up going to work for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was building my catering brand when that happened. So I really didn't even want a barbershop at that time. But the person that owned the shop, he was moving to the east side and I didn't want to move. So I said, well, the only way I'm going to stay here is I just got to take over. And that's how that came about.
And so where does it stand now?
So as of right now, because I've been so busy catering and, you know, transitioning into more catering, barbershop as of May 1st, it will be turned over to Jamal Finch. He's a barber there.
And what did you charge Jamal for that?
Nothing. I didn't charge him anything. Jamal, to me, he really held the shop down while I was busy catering. A lot of times I would get a phone call, hey, Wayne, the sink broke. I'm like, look, I'm at SU Catering. I can't get to the sink. Like, so Jamal took care of it. Or Wayne, this is going on. I'm like, you gotta see Jamal. So catering and the barbershop got to be too much, and I knew I was gonna have to let go of something in order to do what I wanted to do catering. So I sat Jamal down and I said, listen, you know, I'm gonna do more catering than I am cutting. Would you like the shop? And he asked me, he was like, yeah, I would love to have it. You know, I want my own shop with that. I've been it's been a dream of mine. I said, okay, well, it's yours. He said, well, how much you going to sell it to me for? I said, nothing. I just want you to run it right. That's all I ask for you. But other than that, I'm not going to charge you anything. Everything in here, the chairs, the pictures, everything's yours. So that's what we did. We decided on.
Why'd you do that?
For me, sometimes God puts something on you to do it, you just do it. That's one reason. And two, I felt like for Jamal to advance and start out, it was good for him to not have to put money into it. He could save more money that way. So that would help him grow the business, grow his own personal finances.
In your own family, did people say that you were crazy for doing that? Or
No,
did people say that you were crazy for doing that? Or like, wow, why are you doing that? Like, did you get a pushback from that?
my mother asked me why, but as soon as I told her, she understood. She was like, "Go for it." She understood why I did it.
You know, I and one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on because I think what's significant to me is, and I think about the transferring of wealth in the community, right? You're giving another young brother an opportunity to get a start, which is a lot in many
Right.
ways how things happen in other communities. But you're giving this brother, a young man, a start, and I just wanted to give space for you to think about the impact of what that means for him and for generations to come. What do you think?
Well, for me, I really hope it impacts him. Impacts him financially. And I told Jamal when you get into a place where you're in a much better position and you've made the moves that you need to make sure you bring somebody else up. There might be some young man that you can encourage or that you can take along, and when it's his time, help bring him up, help pull him up.
And so you didn't see it. I mean, do you realize how significant this is? I mean, what's been the feedback from people?
Oh, the feedback has been crazy. I didn't anticipate the feedback that I got from this at all. I mean, I've gotten so many text messages, phone calls, people stopping me in stores like, "Yo, Wayne, I can't believe you did it. Like, that's beautiful. Like, to help another black man get up. I just can't believe you did that." So it's been. I didn't anticipate that part, but it's been phenomenal.
You've been a black man in Syracuse for a long time. Um, what
Mhm.
do you think the significance of that is?
Well, for me, I hope that it really shows other people in the community that they can do the same thing. Like you can take something and go so far and just help bring others up. It takes, as I say, it takes a village. We each got to bring each other up at some point. Um, and there's so much selfish stuff I see going on in the business world and in our community where it doesn't have to be like that.
No, it really doesn't. And so, well, I wanted to just give you some space to salute you, to say
I
thank you
appreciate it.
for
Appreciate it.
doing that because I think it sends a message. Not everybody can do that, but you're doing something that you can do, and you want to make a difference. So, salute, my brother. Anything else you want to say
I
about
appreciate
this?
it. But for me, yeah, I do. I just think that a lot of times people worry about money, but sometimes there's a blessing in what you're doing. What you do could affect generations. And I wasn't worried about the money. I was more worried about you make sure that when the time comes, you bring somebody else up. And that's what I was more worried about. I want it to be a ripple effect. I would love for people to just look out for one another, help each other get to where they need to be.
Yeah, and Wayne, do you think that this will inspire other people? The fact that you're giving the gift of a business to a young entrepreneur. Do you think that this? Do you think your act will encourage other benevolence? Maybe not in this way, but in terms of uplifting our community.
Yeah, I really hope it does. I'm hoping everybody does their part. I have this saying that any man who does not give back to society in some shape or form is simply not a man to me. You have to give back somewhere. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be money. You could live next to a senior lady who can't cut her grass. Go cut her grass. What is it going to kill you? It's just things like that, just giving back, being helpful, helping the community prosper and flourish.
And Wayne, thinking about being an entrepreneur and letting your passion take over, that's a big risk. And you were willing to follow that. What inside of you gave you the courage to follow your passion?
Oh, that's really easy. I got too comfortable. I always had since I had the barbershop, it became like comfortable to me. And I didn't like that feeling. Like I like to be uncomfortable. Because when I'm uncomfortable, I'm working harder, I'm striving harder, I'm pushing myself harder.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I got too uncomfortable, I said, it's time to pass this on so you can be uncomfortable and do the things that you need to do to get to the next level.
And you did it. Well, Wayne Wright, Time to Eat Catering. And I love going to events that Wayne does because the food is going to look good and it's going to be a lot of it. So I always say that when I see him, like,
nothing worse than running out of food. That's the worst.
You're not going to run out of food going to his stuff. I'm going to tell you that. Good luck, Wayne. Good luck, Jamal, with the business. And that's a win for our community. That's what Inspiration for the Nation is all about, celebrating success in our community. And Wayne, we wanted to just stop and pause and give you a shout out because it's a big deal. And I know it seems like a little thing, but it ain't a little thing. And I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work.
I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Inspiration for the Nation.